NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school basketball, where the Butler Aviators will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Cargill, and NK Telco bring you tonight's game, a critical one in the Miami Valley League, right here from the Hive in Sydney. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Helmstetter, bringing you the play-by-play action of tonight's contest between these two MVL division leaders. As we look at the standings tonight, we can have a good understanding of why this game is important. The Sidney Yellow Jackets stand atop the Valley Division at 7-0, 8-1 overall. Butler, on the hand, leads the Miami Division at 6-1. And these two teams right now are the clear leaders in their respective divisions. So tonight's contest, very important. Two teams will meet each other twice on the season. Butler comes in at 6-1 in league play and 6-2 overall. They average 42 points per game and allow only 24 points per game. Yellow Jackets, on the other hand, 51 a game and allow about 29. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's our national anthem on NK Telco Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our four-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
And we're just moments away from the introduction of our starting lineup for tonight's contest. As we said, the Yellow Jackets come in with both teams, I should say, come into tonight's game with 5-game winning streaks. So two teams are hot, playing very well. And now our starting lineups for the Vandalia Butler Aviators. Noelle Smith, number 2, averaging 11.5 points per game. Number 14, Lauren Dady. Number 20, Ayla Washburn. Washburn averages 3.5 points per game. Number 21, a senior, Natalie Shanehair. And a freshman, 5'4", Dylan Bardonero. And the head coach for the Vandalia Butler Aviators, head coach Molly Bardonero. So, Aviators are all set now. The hometown crowd gets to welcome the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Starting lineup tonight: number 11, Kendall Dickman. She'll draw the starting assignment tonight inside. Number 1, a senior, Kiera Hudgens. Number 22, Khalees McNeil. Number 3 field goal shooter in the MVL at 57% plus. And the top scorer in the MVL, number 23, a junior, Jordan Scully, at 17.3 points per game. At number 4, Larkin Vordemark comes in number 3 in the MVL with 14.1 points per game. And the head coach for the Yellow Jackets, Jamal Foster. Jamal comes in with a career record of 77-26, a winning percentage of 75% here for the Yellow Jackets. Our officials tonight, Peyton Fowler and Kevin Fowler and Walter Selden. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. For the Yellow Jackets of Coach Jamal Foster defense. They want to establish pressure and guard without fouling. In other words, force turnovers. And they got to win the battle of the glass. Need to check out and secure the battle there up front, and no easy buckets down low. And they also need to attack the zone. They need to be patient and poised in the zone and then make the shots. That's been a challenge, I guess you could say. As the Aviators that go inside, the ball is going to be tipped away. So Vandalia Butler will maintain the basketball. We're underway here at Sidney. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Helmstetter. Butler Aviators with the basketball. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Noel Smith into the lane, shot no good. Rebound. Larkin Vordermark. Scully open for three. It pops in and out. And it's going to go out of bounds, and that will be Butler basketball. Scully had a nice open look in the wing. It doesn't happen often enough, as a lot of defenses pick up her very quickly, but that time she had the open shot, but it pops in and out. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We're scoreless. 7:08 to go. Opening quarter basketball. Smith gets it back over to Washburn. 17-footer. No good. A rebound. Comes down to Vordermark. Hudgens out front. Scully to the wing. Vordermark to the left wing. Dickman and McNeil down low. McNeil will come out front. Pass goes to Hudgens for three in the corner. Shot no good. Smith gets the basketball to Bardonero. Out front to Natalie Shanehair. Dady goes down low. Bench says post up, and that's what they're trying to do. Smith, ball tipped away by Kiera Hudgens. Alert defense by Hudgens. She'll tip it away, and Butler will inbound the basketball. Lob comes back out front. Bardonero has it back over to the left side, and Smith. Shanehair. Inside, back out it goes. They'll try and get it over to Bardonero. Bardonero guarded by Vordermark. Inside it goes, and there's going to be a reach. Let's see who they call it on. It's going to go against Kendall Dickman. That'll be her team's first foul of the game as we hit the 5:54 mark of this contest. Dady trying to get it inside. McNeil will draw the foul as Shanehair tried to put it up. Shanehair will shoot two, and she'll connect on the first one. Second one also good. First 2 points of tonight's contest. Butler goes up 2-0 on a pair of free throws by Shanehair. Hudgens surveys the situation. She'll go right side, and Scully. Bardonero on Scully. Vordermark will take it in the wing. Looks to dump it inside, but the pass is errant, and Washburn has it. Shanehair with the easy basket. 4-0. Butler with the early lead. Hudgens, short jumper, does not fall. Butler with a rebound. Smith. Hometown crowd wanted to travel. Bardonero will connect. And Butler on a 7-0 run to start this one. Scully out front. Over to Vordermark. Inside McNeil. Dickman off balance shot. It doesn't go. Noel Smith into the lane, running right-hander, shot no good, a rebound. Here come the Jackets. Scully connects. Jordan Scully, 24-3 of the season. She connects. 7-3 our score. They'll get it in the wing to Shanehair. Shanehair puts it on the floor, pulls it up, gets it back out to Smith. She'll shoot the three. Got it. Noel Smith connects. Early lead. Butler 10, Sidney 3 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Hudgens inside Dickman. It's going to be a reach. It's going to go on Smith. That'll be her first, team's first. Kendall Dickman will inbound it. Shot no good by Hudgens, followed up by McNeil, no good. Bardinero with the basketball on the outside. The freshman gets it over to Shanehair. Now Smith has it. Bardinero goes inside. Vordemark is on her. Inside is Smith. Timeout, Sidney. They'll take a 30-second timeout. Early lead, Butler 12, Sidney 3. Our timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll keep it right here and remind you that tonight's game will be replayed on NK Telco cable or the NKT.TV app on channel 153, December 29th at 6 p.m. And on channel 3 or 503, January the 10th at 2 p.m., January the 11th at 2 p.m. And you can also watch games live via the pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports, and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Jada Schroyer into the lineup for the Yellow Jackets. Vordemark, they're looking at a zone defense. Hudgens has the basketball. Vordemark back out front. Scully will handle it out front. Hudgens. Vordemark. Clock goes under 3. Vordemark, a move on the baseline. McNeil wants to make the move. Schroyer, pass intended, collides with the defender, loses the ball, and Yellow Jackets lose possession. Smith wants to go into the lane. Back out front to Washburn. Shanehair. Bardinero. They'll settle it in. Vordemark with the steal. Into the lane, running right-handed shot by Shanehair. No good. Rebound, McNeil. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Vordemark's shot just does not fall. Rebound. The Butler Aviators. Shanehair inside. Dady, turnaround. Shot doesn't go. Let's see who they call it on. Looks like it'll be on 14. It's going to be on Kiera Hudgens, excuse me. Lorden Dady will step to the free throw line, averaging 11.8 points per game and 8.8 rebounds. Misses the free throw. Free throw here would push it into a double-digit lead for Butler. Got a lane violation. Second free throw is there. 13-3. Yellow Jackets looking for some offense. Hudgens comes out front. Schroyer in the left side. Almost a steal. Could have been a foul. Back over to the left side of Schroyer. Hudgens has it in the corner. Scully wanted to shoot it, not quite there, and gets it to Hudgens. Back over to Schroyer, and it goes out of bounds. Minute 38 to go here in our first quarter of play. Yellow Jackets are going to pick it up man to man. Smith almost has it taken away from her. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Yellow Jackets. That'll be a turnover, and unofficially that's the first for the Aviators. Yellow Jackets could use a score here. Hudgens, Scully. Behind the arc, defense holds tight. Hudgens back over to Vordermark. Into the lane goes Vordermark. She'll lose it out of bounds. Fourth turnover of the quarter as Dickman will come off the bench and return to the Yellow Jackets lineup. Washburn has it in the wing. Dady with it. Moves inside. No good. Vordermark with the rebound. Up court quickly. Vordermark into the lane. Shot doesn't fall. And Smith will have the rebound with the foul. Ball will go out of bounds. And Sidney will, Butler will inbound it. Bardonero with the basketball. Only a freshman. Over to Dady. Back over to the right side it goes to Smith trying to get to Dady. I really want the ball to go inside to Dady, but right now it's out in the corner, and Smith will get it and work the baseline. Picked up there and steps out of bounds, so Aviators commit their second turnover. 15 seconds to go. First quarter of play here on NK Telco Sports. Hudgens into the lane, puts it up, no good. Dady had it. Hudgens, that's going to end our first quarter. Our score, Butler 13, Sidney 3. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Live action back here at the Hive in Sidney. Butler will have the basketball. They have a 13-3 lead and the ball as we start the second quarter play. Bardonero with it. Smith, Washburn, over to Shane Hare. They want to go inside. That's pretty obvious. Outside jumper by Washburn. Shot no good, and McNeil with the rebound. Dickman will lose it out of bounds. Turnovers haunting Sidney. Average about 12 turnovers per game, and already they have half that amount as we start the second quarter. Shane Hare back in the corner to Washburn, back out front. Dady gets it to Smith, double team. Dady into the lane, left-handed shot, no good. McNeil just grabbing the rebounds. Up court, Schroyer puts it in. Wasn't pretty, but it counts. For the Yellow Jackets, it's a big bucket. Jada Schroyer. Game's a lot faster. Bardinero with it to the left side, back over to Shane here, out front Smith. Smith into the lane, that's going to be a turnover. Their third of the night. Hudgens into the lane. Nice right-handed shot, no good. But Dady just has great position. Had the rebound, but great hustle by McNeil. Created the tie-up. And the possession arrow will favor the Yellow Jackets. Inbounds pass Hudgens. They need a three. Back over to McNeil. She'll go into the hardwood. Into the paint and gets it back out. Foul will go against Smith. I'll make that Washburn here. Her first, team's first. Shot no good. Outside three, shot too strong. Rebound, Hudgens. Easy bucket, shot doesn't go. Boy, they just need to connect on those. 30-second timeout taken. 6 minutes to go in the half. Our score: Butler 13, Sidney 5. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Cargill, and NK Telco. Additional sponsors: Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwieterman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. I'll bring you tonight's game between Butler and Sidney, and our timeout sponsor, Precision Strip. Smith gets it over to Washburn. Smith inside Dady, back over to Bardinero. She'll connect. Bardinero 2 for 2 from behind the arc. Hudgens looks for the baseline. Dady will cut her off. McNeil trying to get it to Dickman, but that's going to be a turnover. And the Yellow Jackets just frustrated here at this 5:23 point in time. Smith for three. And Sidney will take the timeout. They find themselves down by 14. Our score: Butler 19, Sidney 5. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports. Point Butler lead as we move on here in the first half. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Dickman back out to Vordemark for the shot, and she'll connect. Vordemark connects on the bucket, her first basket of the half. Smith out front. McNeil will guard her. Into the lane she goes, blocked by Scully. Goes out of bounds. And Smith has 8 points already here tonight, and Dady will inbound it. Gets it back into Shane Hare. Shane Hare looks over to Bardinero. Bardinero will shoot the three. Shot no good. Jackets with a rebound. Hudgens into the lane. Back out to Scully. Bardenero on her. Back over to Vordermark. Smith will guard her. Inside it goes to Dickman. Short jumper, no good. Scrap for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. And it will go to the Aviators. Butler in trouble, took that extra step. Bardenero got trapped in the corner there. Good double team by the Yellow Jackets, and she traveled. Dickman will inbound the basketball. Hudgens back out to Vordermark. Vordermark into the lane. There's Scully. Scully gets it back out to Hudgens. Hudgens looks to Coach Jamal Foster. McNeil will come out off the screen. There's Scully. She'll shoot the three. Shot no good. McNeil will grab the McNeil and Dady will get the rebound. We'll see what the call is. They're going to go against McNeil. McNeil picks up her second foul. Bardenero trying to get it across the timeline over to Shanehair. Smith trapped in the corner, ball tipped away by Hudgens. Shanehair will pick it up and they will collide, and that will go on Hudgens. Jada Schroyer will come into the lineup. Hudgens will pick up her second. Shanehair will toss it in. Smith will have it. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Ball tipped away by Vordermark. Great defensive play. Results in a turnover by Butler. Vordermark takes it to the baseline. She'll draw the up. She'll be traveled. First half breaks have not gone the Yellow Jackets' way as Vordermark with the travel. Yellow Jackets 8 turnovers here in the half. Smith at the free throw line. Shot no good. A rebound to Vordermark. Dady picks up her first and the team's second here in the quarter. Hudgens over to Scully. Dickman, Vordermark's inside. Running the baseline, back over to Scully. Looks for Hudgens, tipped away. And boy, Ayla Washburn saved an easy bucket there for Sidney when she tipped that away for Butler. Hudgens. Back out front, Schroyer. Hudgens gets the basketball. Schroyer to the left. Vordermark will work that baseline and draw the foul. That will go against Dady. That'll be her second. Vordermark's first. Off target. '60s. 67% free throw shooter. She'll connect on the second one. 19-8. Boy, only 8 points so far in this quarter, in this half, I should say, for the Yellow Jackets. Let's see if they can dig in on defense. Morgan Mason, we saw her in the junior varsity game, is in. There's the three by Smith. She's into double figures with 11 points. Scully into the lane, puts it up. Shot no good. Here come the Aviators. Will turn it over, and Natalie Shaner knows she commits the turnover as Dickman will go out and Foy will come in. Hudgens back out to Vordermark. Looking for Scully. Vordermark into the lane, puts it up and in. Good strong move by Larkin Vordermark. Butler lead at 12 points. Minute 39 to go on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Bardenero with it in the corner, guarded by Vordermark. She'll shoot it over to the right side of Washburn. Ball tipped away by Olivia Foy of Sidney. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be Sidney basketball. Jamie Brockert, a 5'8" sophomore, comes into the lineup for Butler. Here with a minute 22 to go. She wears number 25. Hudgens. Over to Scully. Hoy comes back out to the point. Scully was going to try and go inside, and it's going to be tipped away by Bardenero. Inbounds to Vordermark. Nice move. Beautiful shot off the glass. Larkin Vordermark heating up. She's got 7 of her team's 12. Deficit at 10 points for Sidney. Mason gets it over to Brockert. Brockert will shoot it back out to Smith for 3. She's been deadly. Not this time. Rebound. Vordermark. Hudgens into the lane, off the glass. It goes in. Kiara Hudgens. Soft touch, and the ball falls through. 20 seconds to go. Lead at 8 for Butler. Sidney working hard to cut into this. Brockert with the basketball. Back out to Mason. Shanehair with it with 10 seconds remaining. First half play. Smith off balance against Foy. Foy has it. Smith back out to Mason at the buzzer. It's no good. Mason shot just off target. And we go to the locker room. Yellow Jackets trying to get back into this one. Our score, Butler 22, Sidney 14. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Second half is upon us here at Sidney. Aviators will have the basketball first. They lead by 8 points. Yellow Jackets scored the last 6 of the first half to pull to within 8. Smith with the basketball. Dady with it. Almost loses it, and then Smith will lose it. That'll be a turnover. Taking a look at our first half numbers, all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Yellow Jackets 6 out of 18 from the field, 1 out of 4 from behind the arc, 1 out of 2 at the line. On the other hand, Butler was 7 out of 20 from the field, 5 out of 8 from behind the arc. Some good shooting. 3-pointers for the Aviators for 63% and 3 out of 4 at the line. Hudgens back over to Vordermark. Wants to go on that baseline. Double team there, in trouble. Back out to Hudgens. In the lane she goes off the glass. Kiera Hudgens, second bucket of the night, cuts it to 6. Nice move by Hudgens. Great feed, and Sidney's within 6. Out front, there's the 3 by Schoenherr. She'll connect. She's got 7 points, and they are now 6 out of 9 from behind the arc. Just some great three-point shooting. Hudgens into the lane. Easy move. Shot doesn't go. McNeil has her hand on it. Dickman goes to the floor, and somehow the Aviators will come up with it and get a hard-earned defensive rebound. The 3, there it is. Natalie Schoenherr. And the lead back to 12 thanks to Schoenherr's 2 threes here. Scully out front. So what looked to be a good start here in the third quarter has found the shooting touch of Natalie Schoenherr as to be the issue for Sidney. Scully shot no good. Rebound comes out to the Aviators. Inside, Dady back out to Smith. Smith, 15-footer. She'll connect. Hudgens, Scully. Out front, looking for Hudgens. Vordermark's going to pick it up. In trouble, makes the move, and will draw the foul on Lorden Dady. Desperation move, but it results in a positive for Sidney. Addison Dady will come in, the sophomore at 5'10", number 40. And also Jada Schroyer will come in as Vordermark picks up her 8th point. She had 7 at half. Yellow Jackets just had problems putting points on the board. Noelle Smith has 13 for the night. Vordermark for the Aviators. Halftime stats brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Smith up court. Schoenherr down to Washburn. She'll bring it back out. She's going to shoot the open 3. It's going to be off target. Vordermark thought about it. 12-point lead. Hudgens wants to go inside. They're going to cut her off as McNeil rolls inside. Schroyer back out to Hudgens. Schroyer inside Vordermark. Vordermark dishes it off to Dickman. Shot no good. Smith for 3. Dady will lose the rebound out. (30-18) coming up on the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter here on NK Telco Sports. Thanks for joining us. Short jumper Hudgens, no good. McNeil battling for it. Ball goes to the floor, and it comes down to Vandalia. Butler with it. Schoenherr into the lane, dumps it off to Smith in the wing. Back out front. Schoenherr, this time she's off target. Boy, she hit 2 big threes to start this third quarter, right when it looked like Sidney was going to cut further into this Butler lead. And Shane Hare connects on 2, and that lifts it back out to a 12-point lead for Butler. Scully out front. She's back into the lineup. Hudgens to the right. Scully goes to the corner. Schroyer. Vordermark back over to Scully. Scully wants to go on Bordonero. Back out front to Hudgens. There's Scully. She's open. Shot doesn't go. Addison Dady with the rebound. Smith in trouble. Hudgens on her. Timeout. Oh, they're going to call the travel, but I think they may have gotten the timeout in just in time. Called the timeout, so all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Butler will maintain the basketball, so instead of a turnover, it will stay with the Aviators. I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Cargill, and NK Telco. Additional sponsors, Carriageworks, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwiedemann, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. 3:09 to go in this one, third quarter play. Butler with a 12-point lead. And the basketball. Largest lead of the night was at 14. Inbounds pass to Addison Dady, and it goes out of bounds. 8th turnover of the game for the Aviators. Scully to the left side, McNeil. Scully out front, Hudgens in the wing. McNeil rolls across, goes to the other side, where Vordermark now will run across the middle. She's out front, circles to the top. Scully. And they're going to foul as Sidney would like the 3, but that's not going to happen. Bardonero fouled her before the shot. So the shot does not count. They get the ball inside. Hudgens goes inside and will draw the foul and go to the line. To say the least, that does not make the Sidney sideline happy. But he did call it immediately. Foul prior to the shot. Hudgens at the line, and she'll connect. Sidney 66% from the field shooting. Hudgens 71% free throw shooter. Rebound comes back out to Shane Hare. Here comes Noelle Smith. Smith across the timeline. Nice looking guard for the Aviators. There, she loses it. Hudgens will come up with it. Timeout, Sidney. They'll keep the basketball on the 30-second timeout. So the quick timeout maintains the possession of the basketball for Sidney. 11-point difference in this one, 30-19. As we are in the third quarter of action, I'd like to remind you that today's game, of course, you can see it live. Hopefully you're watching it live right now. Sponsored by Cargill. But it will be replayed on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on channel 153 on December 29th at 6 p.m. and on channels 3 and 503, January the 10th at 2 p.m., and January the 11th at 2 p.m. You can also watch games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Hudgens shot no good. Rebound should stay with the Yellow Jackets. Schroyer tosses it into Hudgens. She'll set it up top of the key. There's Vordermark. She'll shoot the three. Shot doesn't go. Kreis for the rebound. And a rebound. Basketball goes to Butler. Yellow Jackets just applying some pressure. Hudgens against Smith. Foy will come off the bench for Sidney here in just a moment. Foul will go against Scully. Scully's first foul. Running right-handed shot, no good there by Washburn. Here comes the rebound. Scully going inside. Foul will be on Bardinero. Dylan Bardinero, a 5'4" freshman, picks up her second. Inbound to Vordermark. There's Hudgens. Hudgens into the lane. Puts the jumper up. It doesn't go. She'll tip it to the corner and get it. There's going to be a foul on Smith. It's going to be Smith's third with 1:37 to go here in the third quarter. That's going to put Sidney at the line as the Aviators will pick up their fifth foul with 1:37 to go here in the quarter. Hudgens 1 for 3 here in the quarter at the line. Yellow Jackets have had an uphill battle throughout this one. Second free throw no good. Butler just dominating really on the boards here in this quarter. Looks like it's about 8-4. Back out front it goes. Shane Hare inside to Washburn. Smith works the baseline. Nice move. Shot doesn't go. Rebound Schroyer. Smith's cooled off from that first half, but Hudgens puts the shot up. It doesn't go, and Foy, crashing the boards, will be guilty of the foul. Yellow Jackets trying to keep the pace up tempo. But it's been all Butler so far here tonight. Smith off the glass, shot no good, a rebound, Scully. Vordermark, up and in. Makes a beautiful move inside as Scully gets the assist. Markin Vordermark has 11 points. Try and make it 12 on this free throw. Free throw no good. Shane Hare with the rebound. Foul is on Schroyer. Yellow Jackets still have 2 fouls to burn here in quarter number 3 with 42 seconds to go. Bardinero gets it to Smith. Smith up court. Shane Hare down low. It's going to be a foul on Hudgens. That'll be her third, team's fourth. 31.2 seconds remain. Shanehair will toss it in out front to Dady. They'll turn it over. Here comes Vortemar. Clock at 25. Shot is just short, but it's tipped out of bounds by Butler. So the Yellow Jackets with 23.1 seconds to go in this one. Third quarter. Hudgens off her foot and goes out of bounds, and Yellow Jackets still looking at that 9-point difference. Shanehair across the timeline. In trouble. Finds Washburn, gets it over to Dady. Dady chases it to the corner. Double team, 9 seconds to go. Clock will stop at 8.3 seconds. Inbounds pass. Washburn, and he wanted over and back. They did not call it. Shanehair will connect with the 3 at the buzzer. And so, Shanehair, Natalie Shanehair, 3 out of 4 from behind the arc. Our score, Butler 33, Sidney 21. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Fourth quarter of basketball. Sidney down by 12 at 33-21 against Butler. Aviators looking to hand Sidney their first league loss in a very long time. Scully into the lane. Nice move. It's good. And it's now 10 points. Smith across the timeline. All the way back over to Smith. She's open. Too strong. Rebound comes down to Schroyer. And that's going to favor Sidney. Into Shanehair. She'll go inside to Dady. Good defense, Hudgens. Got one of those steals. Up court, Vortemar going inside on Shanehair. Puts it up, shot no good. Clock coming up on 7 minutes. Jackets trying to get the double team. Scully out front on Bardinero. Vortemar reaches in on Shanehair. Vortemar's first, team's first. 6:49 to go. Smith will have it inbounded. Lorden Dady rolls to the hoop. Bardinero out front. Scully on him. Here comes Schroyer to try and get that double team. Washburn handling it. Hudgens will come off of her. Washburn not going to take the shot. Scully goes for the steal and will tip it out of bounds. Bardinero with the basketball across the timeline to Shanehair. Over to the left side, Washburn trap. What do we got? White 23. It's going to be on Jordan Scully. Her second. team second. Dady inbounds at Schoenherr, puts it up and in. Boy, Schoenherr, 15 points on the night. Vordemark. Schroyer comes out front. Scully over to Hudgens. Hudgens pull-up jumper, shot no good. Vordemark will get the rebound, back to Hudgens for the layup. Sidney trying to get that double team, applying pressure. Stepped out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. It's the 10th turnover of the night for the Aviators. They average 9.5 per game. Schroyer goes to the left side. Now Scully has it in the wing. McNeil comes out. Short jumper. Shot no good. Rebound to the floor. Possession arrow will favor the Yellow Jackets on the jump ball. It's been a wild one. Yellow Jackets have been behind for almost the entire game as Vordemark slips inside. Lead is at 8 points. Bardonero gets it over to Smith. Smith right down the middle of the court. Hudgens tips it out of bounds. Hudgens averages about 5 steals per game, a little less than that. Big time to come up with them as Washburn will handle it out front. Schoenherr looks inside. There's Dady, double team. She traveled. So the Yellow Jackets getting a couple of breaks. Slowly, Sidney climbing back into this one. Scully out front to Hudgens. She's directing traffic. There goes Vordemark. She goes to the floor as Lorden Dady will crash into her. That's her fourth. So she'll go out with 4:35 to go. Big foul. Makes the Aviators a little less threatening inside, that's for sure. Scully, shot partially blocked. Butler's just going to pull it out and start using the clock some more, or try to. Get the easy shot. Back over to the left side it goes to Washburn. Dady comes out. Schoenherr back to Smith. Schoenherr goes inside the lane. Shot no good. McNeil has it. It's going to be a jump ball. Schoenherr, who's had a spectacular night from behind the arc. Three out of 5 for threes. Possession arrow favors the Aviators. Schoenherr inside. They just can't sit. They cannot simply stop that inbounds pass. That's hurt them several times here tonight. The size advantage that Schoenherr has. Timeout, Sidney. 3:46 to go. Full timeout, our score. Butler 37, Sidney 27. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
All timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. Coach Jamal Foster takes the timeout. Hudgens with the basketball, goes to the right side. Back over to Scully. She'll shoot the three. Shot no good. A rebound. Comes down to Smith. Scully goes for the steal to the baseline and Washburn. Washburn trying to come back out, double team. And Vandalia Butler will take a full timeout. Our timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. I'd like to remind you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 153, December 29th at 6 p.m. and Channel 3 and 503 on January the 10th at 2 p.m. and January the 11th at 2 p.m. You can also watch games live pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports. More games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Timeout on the floor brought to you by Precision Strip. Tough one for the Yellow Jackets. Find themselves down by 10. Third quarter shooting, they were 2 out of 7, 0 for 2 from behind the arc, and only 3 out of 7 at the free throw line. On the other hand, Butler was 3 out of 5 in the quarter and 4 out of 10 from the field. And we'll recap those stats here in just a moment. Butler with the basketball. They have a 10-point lead. Washburn's shot no good. Rebound comes down to Scully. Up court quickly. McNeil on the baseline. Cut off there. Back out to Scully. Pulls up on it. Gets it over to the right side. Here comes Vordermark. And Addison Dady will pick up the foul. That'll be her third and the team's second. So Vordermark will shoot the free throws. She connects. Second free throw is good. Lead at 8 points. Noel Smith, a 5'5 junior, gets it up court to Shane Hare. Back out to Smith. Vordermark on her. Schroyer wants to come up and get that trap in the corner, but Smith wisely handling the basketball. Shane Hare comes in. Smith off balance. Shot's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be Sidney basketball. Smith had nowhere to go, and that cost him. Goes out of bounds, and 37-29 our score. It's an 8-point difference. Ball rolled in across the timeline. Hudgens will pick it up as it crosses the timeline. Clock doesn't stop until then. Scully trying to maneuver herself into a three-point shot, but it's just not there. McNeil, jumper, no good. Rebound, Schroyer had it. Butler with it. Shane Hare. Dady back out front to Bardinero. Bardinero. Washburn back out to Smith. Just playing chase. 2 fouls inside. Foul is going to go against Scully. Team's third. Her third, team's third. Looked like Yellow Jackets may have had a good defensive shot on that one, but the call doesn't go that way. Inside. And Lorden Dady comes back in. She has 4 fouls, but a minute 40 to play in this one. Now the clock is obviously on the side of the Aviators. Dady back out to Shanehair. Shanehair's just been pass inside Washburn, and she'll pick up the easy bucket. Yellow Jackets have had to overcommit, and they get the layup from Washburn. Hudgens puts it up and in. Timeout, Sidney. Hudgens will get the basket. 8-point difference, a minute 14 to go. And Sidney takes the timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll take a break in action. Butler 39, Sidney 31. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Inbounds pass to Shanehair. There's a steal by McNeil. Puts it up and in. Clock stops at a minute 10. McNeil will score. Big turnover. Let's see if Khalees McNeil can hit the free throw. First basket of the night for McNeil. 6-point difference. Free throw, no good. Hudgens in the lane. So the free throw does not count. It was off target anyway. Butler has the basketball. Dady has it. Lorden Dady in trouble. There's an elbow, but a timeout. Taken by Vandalia. Butler. They should be down to their last timeouts, and I believe Sidney is also down to their. Well, Sidney has no timeouts left if the clock is correct. Got a break in the action. Warming up in the final minutes. Stay right with us. Our score, Butler 39, Sidney 33. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Mr. Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Mr. Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Have to wait till the second buzzer sounds before you can inbound it. 5-second count, and Sidney will get the basketball. Turnover, Aviators, 4th of this quarter, and I think 3 of them have come here in the last 30 seconds or so. Let's see what happens. Back out front, Schroyer. Schroyer over to Hudgens. Clock coming up on a minute. Scully. Foul is going to be against Vordermark on the screen. So the foul occurred before the foul. So it's Aviator basketball. Sidney's just been fighting this one all the way uphill. Aviators are in trouble. They got to get it across the timeline. There's the 10 seconds, Sidney basketball. You could count it down with the officials. And Dady simply got trapped on the baseline, and no one came to help her out. So with 45 seconds remaining, Scully will inbound it. Turnover. Aviators, Scully. Vordemark inside. Hudgens puts it up. Got it. Hudgens scores. She's into double figures with 11. There's the steal. Hudgens. McNeil picks it up. Over in the corner. Scully. Got it! Holy smokes. 1 point game. Nobody's got timeouts. One timeout, Butler. 15.2 seconds on the clock. The Aviators have one timeout. Oh, that's it. That's the final timeout for Butler. Sidney out of timeouts, so they're playing on pure scramble. And Scully connects with the three after Hudgens makes the basket. It's 1 point, 39-38. Butler hanging on. Taking a look at the foul situation, Sidney has 4 fouls. Butler has 3 fouls. So the Yellow Jackets Butler has 2 fouls to give, and the Yellow Jackets on their next foul, Butler will go to the free throw line. What a wild exchange. Ball goes loose on the court. It gets to Scully. You'll have to watch that one on our replays. I'm not sure exactly what we saw. 39-38, Butler with a 1 point lead. They're going to double team. Well, down there, Schroyer will move back and guard inside the paint. They're going to go the length of the court. It's intercepted. Schroyer. Hudgens has it. Clock at 14. Hudgens trying to go in the lane. Ball is loose, and there's the foul. Oh, my, they stole it on the inbounds pass and had an opportunity. Clock is at 8.5 seconds. Hudgens picks up her 4th foul. So the Aviators will go to the line and shoot the free throws, which is a 1 point game. No timeouts for Sidney. No timeouts for Butler. We're playing it straight up, folks. 8.5 seconds. Ayla Washburn misses it. So, with the missed free throw, even if she makes this, Yellow Jackets have a chance to tie it and send it into overtime or win it with a 3. Second free throw is good. Here we go, folks. Hudgens. Vordemark. Ball is off her foot on the floor. Scully scramble, jump ball. Possession Sidney with 1.4 seconds left. What a wild scramble for the basketball. Shaner says, I got Scully. No, she doesn't. A little bit of confusion on the defense. Let's see what happens. Scully, she'll shoot the 3. It's short. Butler survives it. Oh, my. What a finish. Yellow Jackets lose by 2 despite impressive, gritty comeback here at the end of this one. And a 3-point shot by Scully, just a little bit short. She was taking that one from half court, but Butler goes on to win it. And Butler takes a 40-38 victory. Let's take a break in the action. I'll come back and try and recap the stats here. Our score, Butler 40, Sidney 38. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Back here at Sidney, still a buzz on hand. Yellow Jackets fall despite a heroic 17-point attempt rally in that final quarter to win it and keep that unbeaten MVL streak alive, but it wasn't to be. Just taking a look at some of our numbers brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems here tonight. Yellow Jackets just rebounded tremendously in that fourth quarter, 7 out of 12 from the field, finishing with 15 out of 37 from the field. From behind the arc, only 2 out of 10. Free throw line, left a few at the line too, as they were 6 out of 11 overall at the free throw line tonight. And you look at turnovers, second half, they played very well and only had 8 turnovers overall. Rebounding, they ended up with 21, out-rebounded Butler 21-20. Turnovers, Butler just had a meltdown in the final, minute and a half or so of play with almost, I think it had 5 turnovers. Ended up with 15 despite having only 9 coming into that final quarter of play. But they did shoot the basketball pretty well. 27 out of 37. Let me double check that. 17-37. That's correct. 11, 14. Let's make that 14 out of 37. And from behind the arc, they were 8 out of 11 and 4 out of 6 from the line. Our statistics all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems, and they are certainly unofficial. Let's take a look at individual scoring. Noel Smith, fine junior point guard for the Aviators, finished with 13 points. Lorden Dady, big factor in this game on the boards, but ended up really with only 1 point of free throw in the first quarter. Ayla Washburn had 3, but the player that really hurt Sidney, she hit threes at an inopportune time and just collected the key basket throughout the night. She hit 3 threes in the third quarter, 2 of them coming right out of the gate, and scored 9 points in that third quarter, and then hit a couple of buckets inside in the fourth quarter. She ended up with 17 points to lead Vandalia Butler in scoring. Dylan Bardonero had 6 points, a couple of threes in the first half, and that's the 40 for the Aviators here tonight. For the Sidney Yellow Jackets, taking a look at their scoring. Kiara Hudgens had only 2 points at halftime, but she warmed it up, especially in that fourth quarter. She ended up with 11 points on the night. 3 key baskets in that fourth quarter. Larkin Vordermark, solid game throughout the night, hitting some big free throws in the second half. She had 15 points. Jada Schroyer had 2 points. Khalees McNeil had a basket. Jordan Scully finished with 8 points. She had 1 3 in the first half and finished with 8 points overall for the Yellow Jackets, 38 points. Came alive in that fourth quarter with 17, but just a little bit too late, and the pressure that they put on Butler at the end was phenomenal as they wiped out, a 12-point lead, 14-point lead in the second half, and just came maybe a possession or so away from pulling this one out. And our player of the game tonight, player of the game all brought to you by NK Telco. And we're going to go with player of the game tonight, Larkin Vordermark. Larkin, just a a solid effort, 15 points to lead the way. She's our NK Telco Player of the Game. Larkin Bordemark. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game. First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Cargill, and NK Telco. Scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. Keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Timeout sponsor, Precision Strip. Player of the game brought to you by NK Telco. And our game stats all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Special thanks to our live view sponsor tonight, Cargill. Other sponsors, Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwiedemann, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio, all bringing you some great high school basketball from the Hive here in Sidney. Unfortunately for the Yellow Jackets, first MVL loss, I think we go back to about 30 games back into the 2021-22 season, and we'll check that here in just a minute. Let me just see if I have that. Yeah, we go back to the 21-22 season, I do believe, and hopefully I'm correct on this. And it was back on January 19th of 2022, and they lost by 2 to Butler, of course, 41-39. And, boy, I tell you, this 92nd meeting between these two teams was a dandy as the Aviators pick up win number 45, 47-45, the overall record in this series that dates back to 1975. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you replays of tonight's varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 153. December 29th at 6 p.m., Channels 3 and 503, January the 10th at 2 p.m., January the 11th at 2 p.m., and you can also watch games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports. And more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Actually, if you go back in there and look at nktelco.com/sports/schedule, you'll find that full schedule of games, and you can see what's on NK Telco Sports. Once again, thanks for joining us from Sidney. Yellow Jackets lose a heartbreaker as they fall to 8-2 overall, 7-1 in league play. The Butler Aviators, they go to 7-2 and 7-1 overall, and the best conference divisional records belong to the Butler Aviators and the Sidney Yellow Jackets, with the Miami and Valley divisions, of course, in play. Yellow Jackets lead the Valley division, and Delia leads the Miami division. Final score, Butler 40, Sidney 38. I'm Dave Helmstetter. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.